Alrighty guys, real quick, it's your boy JT the Car Guy. Let's start it back off, pop it off with another freaking video. And y'all know where I'm headed this time, to the Dodge Challenger Owners Club Forum, alright? There's some interesting conversations going on in here. One in particular, guys, Mr. Chris Santos. Chris got a concern. Chris want to know, are there any transmission experts on here? First of all, what's the definition of a transmission expert? Is that merely somebody that know how to replace a transmission, or merely somebody that know how to repair a transmission? Fact of the matter is, there's not a lot of repairing going on. So what I'm thinking Chris looking for is somebody that they're knowledgeable about a transmission. Okay, I'm thinking that's what Chris mean by transmission expert. Because we can't repair these freaking 8-speed transmissions, and that's what he have. All right, guys, so we're merely R&R, man. Let me get on with this video. I don't want it to be long, but a transmission expert is nothing more than a guy that's very, very, very familiar with the inner and outer workings of an automatic transmission. It's as simple as that, okay? Times have changed, and we got to change along with the times. Now, to his story. He says a Dodge dealer says that his 8-speed transmission is lifetime fluid and won't schedule it, but I'm at 100K and having slipping issues, and with vehicles in the past, it has been due to old fluid. Why would Dodge tell you this? I tried to take it in a few months ago at a different Dodge dealer, and they said the same thing. Google message boards are showing that it's not true, and that the company who manufactured them recommend that the fluid and filter be changed every 70K. Does anyone have any info on this? Really frustrating. Thank you. First of all, let me touch on some of this comment where he said, why would Dodge tell you that? Dodge, the dealership, when you say Dodge, I'm assuming you're talking about the dealership. Technically, the manufacturer and the dealerships are different, guys. But however, the dealerships can do things under instructions from the manufacturer. All right, for instance, most of the powertrain warranty on these transmissions expire right at 60,000 miles. Imagine that. I'm thinking that's when ZF, the corporation that built the transmission, recommend that you service it. So the term "feel for life," in my opinion, basically is when your warranty expired. That's simply because they don't want you touching the transmission while you're still under warranty. Once you're out of warranty, all bets are off. Now, which bring up the question, then why won't they service it? Because they may feel that they'll be held responsible for something if something don't go right. A service is nothing more than maintenance, guys. Let me explain something to you, Chris. If you have problems, if you having any kind of transmission issues as far as shifting, slipping, anything like that, if those issues are not directly related to hear me out, low transmission fluid, guys, low transmission fluid can affect a whole range of transmission issues. So if that's not the case, you called it dirty fluid or old fluid, you're not going to slip or shift file because your fluid is dirty. Okay, now one could argue if the filter is contaminated, then yeah, you basically starving your pump, and that could result in transmission shifting issues. Okay, but your terminology here is of such. Last time I had that problem is because my fluid was old. 100,000 miles on this car. I'm assuming that's what you said. And yes, your transmission fluid should have been changed a while ago. Now, your issue is, why won't Dodge do it? Again, in my opinion, I'm thinking they don't want to be held. They don't want to trigger any problems. They don't want to be held to any problems. And they're under the assumption, just like the general public. And that assumption is, if you have never changed it before and you got 100,000 miles, don't change it, because then you're going to have problems. Yes, guys, I've heard the whole stories about the fluid, the stuff, the contamination that is holding everything together. If you change it, you're going to ruin it. I'm no expert on anything. So I cannot sit here with a good conscience and say that is false, because I simply don't know. I'm just telling you what I have simply heard. Now, do I abide by that philosophy? Absolutely not. Hell no, I don't. If you bring your car to me and you ask for a transmission service. I'm going to scan this transmission. I'm going to drive this transmission. I'm going to dig in your brain. I'm going to ask you a gazillion questions. Look, are you having any problems? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Because mind you, if you are, you're going to be having the same problems after a service. Let me reiterate this, guys. If you have any kind of transmission problems, a transmission service 90% of the time is not going to address that problem. Again, unless it's low transmission fluid. Okay? So stop thinking that a transmission service is simply going to fix your transmission problem. If you were slipping before because of a seal leakage or a clutch pack is burnt, you're going to be slipping after the transmission service. All right? So I'm thinking, here's what I think. You went in there running your mouth and told them you want a transmission service. And they did just what we were trained to do. Dig out of the customer, are they having any problem? You just happened to mention, yeah, it don't feel right. It's slipping. Oh, red flag. We ain't touching it, dog. It's feel for life. It's feel for life. It's feel for life. But ZF said I should do it every 60. Yeah, under normal operating condition to prevent maintenance. Guys, mind you, a service is nothing more than you trying to prevent any catastrophic failure or prevent maintenance. PM. Okay, you're trying to prevent problems from happening. So what do? Regular maintenance scheduled services. All right. Now let's go over some of these comments. Okay, Dennis. Maybe lifetime means back to the dealer for a new car. That's interesting, guys. I'm laughing, but my dude might have a point to that. JB Griffin. Just don't use the dealer for the service. There are lots of other qualified techs in shop. Now, granted, guys, a transmission service is nothing super technical about it. You don't need a college degree to be able to do such a service. All right. So anybody can do it. In other words, you're going to get a brand new pan and new fluid. And voila, it's so easy to do. But I'm not sure anybody should be doing it simply because, I just contradicted myself. I'll get back to that. Jason, I have never agreed with the feel for life idea. And I was a Chrysler master technician. The downfall is the fluid is quite expensive. It is about $50 a quart. I thought it was 60. So a service in this transmission will run almost $1,000, including the filter. That's crazy. What is David saying? The ZF fluid is very expensive and you can only use it. Also, they are partially sealed. There is no dipsticks to fill. It's a cap on the transmission. Read your owner. Yeah, I mean, we all know this, David. We stuck on the part where why won't the freaking dealership service his transmission? Daniel, also something you should know is that the transmission on pretty much all the modern cars is sealed, meaning that only the dealership can. No! Since you have an older one, not sure of yours. What do you mean seal? Seal is the only a term. I'm thinking everybody got a different meaning of the term seal. The differential on my freaking Nissan, 93 model Nissan truck, guys, the differential, that's freaking differential is seal. There's no cover. There's no bolts on the back of it. You can't do nothing. You can't even service the damn thing. Yes, now that's what I call seal. All right, Jim, the filter is part of the pan. Yes, Jim, we know that. Melissa, I'm not an expert by any means, but my 13RT MS has never had a transmission service changed, not even looked at, nothing at all. My car has 205,000 miles, all but the first 26 miles I put on it myself. So what she's saying is you shouldn't even touch it. Some people have good luck like this, guys. I'm no fan of just keep going until something happens. I try to do what I do, preventive maintenance. All right. What does Scott say behind that? It's recommended to change that every 30,000 miles. Not on this 13, unless that 13 got a nag in it. A nag one, yeah, do it every 30, but a ZF every 60. True. And if you change it, it will void your warranty as per Dodge Dealer. You're already out of warranty if you got 200,000 miles on your, what do you say, 120,000 miles, and you're already out of warranty. So you're not going to void anything. That's the thing. They don't want you touching it while you're in warranty. All right, John, it is slipping or slow shifting. Also, depending on how hard you have been on the car, and the transmission fluid can burn and may need to be replaced. If your ZF transmission is slipping, here's the thing what any particular Dodge tech would do if you brought that to the dealer. They're going to scan it. They're gonna, if you don't have a check engine light on, you might not have no codes in it. All right. Now, the next thing they're gonna do is go drive it. All right. They may duplicate your problem, they may not, but they will not recommend a service because you got 120,000 miles. All right. And they can simply blame it on, well, the computer haven't picked up anything. It's the computer job. That transmission is so advanced, computer control advanced, to where almost any problems, it would be picked up by the TCM. No codes mean no problem to some mechanic. All right. So what do you do from there? You keep driving until the problem gets so big enough to set a code. Sometimes, guys, we need a code to put us in the right direction. Gregory Yeager, you might as well use your extra warranty. If it slips at all, something is going on. That's right. A service is not going to fix a freaking slip if, in fact, it's not low on fluid. And remember what I said about low on fluid or fluid level, because there's no dipstick or dipstick tube. We've been trained, guys. Look around. If there's no signs of leak, damn it, your transmission's still full from the factory. All right. Now, I know a lot of people going, yeah, that ain't true. What if it wasn't full? He got 120,000 miles, dude. Stop it, all right? My dealer will change my trans fluid at my request, usually at 50K. Depending on the transmission. Flush my 5-speed. This is a 5-speed. We talking about a nag. Slipping transmission is literally never due to old fluid. Somebody with some freaking common sense. It's worn clutch pack or bands. Ain't no bands. Okay, I take that back. You might not have much common sense if you thinking there's bands. Band used to be used for holding clutches. Guys, in the rear of transmissions nowadays, there are, they have a different formula to provide the holding clutches or to hold the clutches in place. All right. Yeah, no bands. All right. Or bands or low fluid. Clogged filter, maybe. Yes, a clogged filter could cause you some problems, but if your filter is that clogged and that transmission never been apart, chances are it's clogged to the point, even if you say replace the filter, okay, because it's clogged. Again, that debris had to come from somewhere. Likely came from the torque converter. All right, so if you do a service, all you have done was bought you some more time, which is all a maintenance service is anyway. You essentially buying time every time you service your transmission. Guys, every time we start our car and go around the block, we have knocked some age and some clutch debris off clutch packs, off internal clutch parts. So we are wearing our parts out every day we started up and driving. All right, James, lifetime fluid is anything. It's just a manufacturer BS. It is employed to sell more of the cars. No fluid lasts a lifetime, and they surely don't want vehicles to last a lifetime. Interesting. Brandon, toss a bottle of Lucas. Everybody jump on the Lucas bandwagon. Best I can offer is find out two things: what the Chrysler engineers are smoking and what kind of fairy dust do they recommend for the transmission. Mike, I flush and fill them all the time. No oil is lifetime. It all gets dirty, loses viscosity, and filter clog. Flush it out I'm no big fan of flush, but Mickey is, okay? Just take it to a good transmission shop. I don't know about that. You probably throwing a transmission code or the TCM that you have to get it diagnosed to find it. That's an interesting point, guys. Keep in mind, not all transmission codes will trigger a check engine light. It will only trigger a check engine light if that transmission code or that transmission module detects that emissions will be affected. So anything that will affect emissions by any way, it's required by law to essentially turn the check engine light on. All right. So yeah, Rob got a point here. I was told the same thing. First thing I would do is see if I could get a bottle of Lucas. Good, interesting. Yeah, if you're having slipping issues, sometimes something in your transmission is going on wrong. You might need to get it diagnosed. I agree. All right, if you waited this long, see, this is the problem with the general public. They don't do their maintenance until they got a freaking problem. What the hell is wrong with y'all? You don't wait till you have a problem. Oh, my goodness, let me go get it serviced. It's like oil changing. You don't wait till your engine sludge up and now it's knocking to go run to a shop and get an oil change. No, it's called preventive maintenance. It's called PM for a reason. What is wrong with you people? This guy, his transmission slipping now. 120,000 miles. Let me go get it serviced. I guess it's about time. Why didn't you get it serviced at 60,000 miles? Or 120? You working on your second time, you should have been serviced. Maybe because the dealership declined him. Okay, that's an interesting point. Here's what I'm willing to bet, guys. I'll guarantee you this, because a lot of shops are slow. You bring your car in the shop at 60,000 miles, even if your powertrain warranty just expired, and you don't have any problems, I'm guarantee you no shop is going to turn down that service. Number one is low mileage. Number two, there is no problem. You trying to prevent a problem from occurring. So no shop is going to turn down that potential revenue stream. Trust me on that. All right, 120, 150, yeah, they might bulk, but 60,000 miles and you have no problem. All you got to do is drain the whole fluid and put in new fluid and a new filter. Yeah, we're going for that. Christopher, if your transmission is slipping, new fluid isn't going to fix it. In fact, it will make it worse. You have an internal failure that needs to be. I totally agree, Christopher. All right, it's lifetime. Then you're out of warranty, and all the cost lands on your owners. ZF internally recommend every 50,000, guys. I go 60. The manufacturer Dodge warrant to 60K, and then you're on your own. That's all they care about, and the lifetime claim gets them out of any obligation unless it fails before 5 years. Wow, that's basically what I just said. Good point, Hal. Cindy, call Dodge in Detroit. They will give it to you straight and will call the dealer on your behalf. You tell them to change it. Nobody gonna put their business in jeopardy off of your threats. Change my transmission fluid. Here's $1,000. Nope, we ain't finna shut down because of you. Go to another shop. Well, if two told you the exact same thing, then all right, put some Lucas. Yeah, I did mine at 40K. Go to a transmission shop in your area. Wait, you bought it with about 90K miles? I hope you got it cheap. What kind of dealership refuses to do that? One that want to stay open, John. What the hell you think this is? I had my local one do my Hellcat at 25. That's you in the safe zone at 25,000 miles doing a ZF transmission service. That is a real safe zone. Okay, no dealership's gonna balk at that. Go to another dealership, but I would be shocked if new fluid fixes your slipping issue. It's not. Per owner's manual, it's filled for life. The service procedures suck, and typically it costs $600 to $800 for a drain and fill. Most dealership will follow the manual. He got a point, Jeffrey. Interesting point. All right, guys. I didn't know this video was gonna be this long. At 100K, it might be too late for any fluid to fix your slipping issues. In other words, you should have been doing your service before you had this problem. So a lot of this is on you, my friend. I don't want this video to be long, so I'm going to end it now. That's all I have, man. Thanks for watching. Come and subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next video.